Socially awkward normally, but then I get like the spirit of Miller Lite infects this mortal vessel, and I start to feel a little bit better, you know, about talking to people about this shit. I like to travel a little bit. I like to go around, you know. I went to California pretty recently, and it was a little bit different than Louisiana because you can't like bring your beer outside the bar. You know, you can't like smoke cigarettes in front of certain businesses and shit. But there would be like a homeless guy dying of heroin, you know, overdosing in a puddle of his own shit and piss, and you get a ticket for drinking a beer. That's kind of a bad thing. I used to smoke, when I went to California, it was cool because you could buy weed there, but I used to smoke a lot of weed. I don't smoke anymore. And I actually, you know, try to get out of a lot of shit. I went to rehab for weed. You know, I was thinking, you know, this will appease a lot of people and maybe I'll better myself. So I went there, and like you end up in this like circle thing full of people. And, you know, they're asking their stories and stuff, and there's like a guy who's like, I just can't fucking stop smoking that, dude. He's like, every day when I get home after selling all my grandma's VCR tapes and shit, I just can't, he's like, I just fucking can't take it, man. I gotta hit that fucking meth pipe. And then you got the next person who's like, man, I went through a lot of shit, you know, and the only thing that got me through was, you know, a bunch of ibuprofen and fucking Ritalin and shit, you know. It's like, and it's all this horrible shit, you know, down the line and stuff. And my last name is Weldon, and it starts with a W, so I'm like right at the fucking end, you know. And I'm there for weed, so they, you know, they call me, and I'm like, I don't know, dude, I just can't stop smoking fat-ass blunts. I can't stop doing it. I can't stop watching kung fu movies and eating everything in the fucking house. I don't know. So, dude, I swear to God, sometimes I don't even cook the fucking ramen. I just eat it when it's crumbled up on the fucking, you know, before the seasoning packet on it. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Speaking of disgusting, I mean, like, I know a lot of people really like kids and stuff, especially if you have kids. You have to love your kids and stuff. But, like, you know, I'm not single, but I have a girlfriend, but we don't have kids, you know. And I'm like, I don't really like all our nieces and nephews because they're just these nasty little fucking things that run around. They got, like, food on their mouth, screaming their asses off all the time. She's like, they're just excited. I'm like, no, fuck, I can't sleep. But, I do think there's like kids have a bunch of cool like features. They're really impressionable, and the younger you go, the more impressionable they are. You know what I'm saying? So like, if you get like an infant, right, and you just shake the fuck out of it, you never know what you're gonna get, right? You never know what you're gonna get. You get like, okay, so you got like shaking, you got a doctor right there. You shake it a little harder, and you got the dude that cures cancer. You know. You shake it a little bit fucking harder, and you got somebody that never stops wearing Aeropostale, even in their mid-30s. They're just still fucking wearing that shit. People ask them to stop, they don't listen. But yeah, I like to travel around a lot. I also like words, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really am into words. Because, you know, there's so many common words that you think about, and you don't really think about what the word sounds like chiropractor. You know, you're like, oh, my wife's got a bad back, she went to chiropractor. But like, if you get really fucking into it and you think about it, you know, what if you use that in a different context? Like, could you imagine like somebody in medieval times knocking on a door and like this fucking old like barmaid answers, and she's like, what is it? You know, and he's like, your husband. And she's like, you know, what happened to him? You know. He's like, he didn't come back, he's not coming back. And she's like, was it them? And he's like, the chiropractors. She's like, I told him not to go in the tall grass, you know? It's fucked up. They got, yeah, there's a lot of different things I think about throughout the day. But the main thing is, this isn't the main thing I think about throughout the day. You know, I got like a minute left. So I used to work at this cabinet shop, right? Exciting, I know. I used to work at a cabinet shop, and they put me on nights, which is even more exciting because your sleep schedule changes. And so I was like, I got this 10-hour shift, you know, and I don't do meds, so I had to figure out a way to stay up. You know, I had to get up and go. So I bought some 5-hour energies. You know, 5-hour energy from the commercial seemed really fucking good. So I took 2 of those thinking I would have 10 hours of energy, you know? But it's just a 2-hour fucking panic attack where you're just like grabbing your chest and counting every fucking heartbeat, and then you just like pass out on a pallet. That's it. All right. Thank you so much.